up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 29.
The forever age.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Nope.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You never heard people say forever 29?
No, but
because when you turn 30, that's the anniversary of your 29th birthday.
Plenty of things apparently I've never heard on this show. So
well, this is like an eye-awakening experience.
I didn't know where I was born.
Well, it's also true. We did not. Well, your mom knew where you were born,
Some
though.
severe fact-checking. So I wonder if it reached a full 24-hour of runtime yet. Like if you were to watch all the Strictly Blizznesses, Blizzness a gaggle of Blizzness.
We're in the plurality world now.
Got
is
it.
that what this is?
Yep.
Okay.
If you binged it, if you'd have to watch 24 hours, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, Ryan, let's do the math.
We're going to binge it? Our own show. That seems oddly self-serving.
No. There's 29 episodes.
Yep.
Every episode averages about 20 minutes.
Yep.
29 times 20.
Yep.
Does that equal 24 hours?
You had me at hello.
So there is simple math that could be done.
Yeah, right?
Yes. The answer is no.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So we didn't have a game last weekend, but there's a Packer game this week. This is your first game of the season being there because you go to plenty, right?
Yes. I was at the Packer game when Detroit got the first touchdown. I went, oh boy, this is gonna be a long game. And it didn't look as miserable as the week before.
Sure.
There's still some work that has to be done. The second half was much better than the first half. And I felt bad for Detroit after a while.
I hear you.
But
were there any? I was intrigued. Are there any? Wow. Are there any Packer pet peeves?
Oh, so there are some.
Yeah.
There are some Packer. There's Packer game pet peeves.
Not regarded to the football play, just etiquette at Lambeau pet peeve.
The people. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Whoa.
In
Sorry, big bark.
In case you don't know, when you burn plastic, that's my big pet peeve.
Be a planeteer. Recycle.
What?
People burning plastic in their grills because they have. I don't know why, but it's a carcinogen. Okay. And so you're walking by all of these little, those little Weber grills and big Weber grills. I mean, there's tons of people tailgating, and they're a bunch of trash pigs because they leave stuff everywhere. Wow. I'm sorry, I'm going deep.
Find that one in a zoo. Go ahead. Mom, what animal is that? A trash pig.
Well, pigs can eat some people's trash.
That I know.
But anyway, no, that's the one reason why I don't tailgate at the stadium is you just have that smell of plastic.
I get that.
Because people think, oh, I have garbage. Oh, there's a fire. Let's throw it in the fire. Yeah. So that's my pet peeve.
Got it.
Might be ridiculous, but that's just me.
I thought of you when WIXX partner plug, outstanding. They every day, after every show, after a home game, they do Get It Together Lambeau, where they just read through all the security radio calls, like 705 ejection, like 705 person lost ticket, like before the game even started, and they just read through them all, and it's brilliant. So I thought of you with the Packer pet peeve thing.
So it's funny you say that because we as human beings are easily led, right? I mean, we really are.
Yeah.
You have a person that can stop in the middle of the sidewalk, and all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, there's a line behind them because everybody thinks that's where you're supposed to stand.
Yep.
Isn't this the line from Metallica?
So we're trying to get in, and where we go into the stadium, it gets very crowded because they have a fence that you have to get into, so everybody lines up behind the fence. So I'm watching as there's all these lines, and I'm with Larry.
Sure.
And we're with Coach Roberson and Anna, his wife. Beautiful woman, by the way. She really is. Stunning woman.
Okay.
Anyway.
You heard it here first.
Big sidebar there. Anyway, as we're walking up, I'm looking at this line, and it's kind of snaking through the parking lot, and all these people are like, oh, the line's back there. And I'm like, I'm just going to stand here and just watch what happens because I know that the line is really over there, but I'm looking at all of these people snaking. So Larry goes into the line, and he's like off in the distance, and Corey's like, come over here. The line's really here. So we walk over right outside the gate, and that's where the line is. There were a couple of guys standing with their beers.
Yep. Yep.
Kind of off from where the crowd was supposed to be, and everybody
Lined
just
up behind
lined
them.
up behind them.
Nice.
So,
Way to
on,
fall
Lambo.
in, Wisconsin.
Yeah, come on, Lambo. Anyway,
But it was hilarious. Like, if listen to IXX during the Blizzard season for all sorts of fun. But like, tune in after a Packer game once, because they went through the whole segment and read all the radio calls, which are hilarious. And then they get to the end, and Nick's like, "Wait a minute, the guy that lost his tickets, you can't even carry a physical ticket anymore. They're on your phone. So this guy's got to be obliterated." And Nick then goes on a 5-minute tangent about, "Where's your phone, stupid? The tickets are on my phone," and it was great. So.
there was a lot of, because it was the first game
Yep.
of the season, so there's people that don't go to preseason, only come to this game. So there was a lot of the,
Yeah.
do you have battery? Oh man, my battery's dead, or
Yeah.
I can't find it. Are
They're
you
in your
sure
wallet.
yeah,
They're not in my wallet. They're in your wallet on your phone, stupid. Like,
Yeah, there was a lot of
Yep,
that happening. But it did not delay us getting in on time. The one question I had, so where we live, when they're testing the jets or whatever planes
Yep.
are going to be part of the national anthem, they fly over our house.
okay.
So we actually one year had, we had guys that I thought were going to rappel into our pond. Honest to God. They were like waving to me, and I'm like, wait, what are you doing? But anyway, there were two practicing, and only one flew over.
Okay.
So I want to know what happened to the other jet.
I don't know. It's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, I have some
It's a UFO.
I have some conspiracy theories on it, but no, there were two. There were supposed to be two, and a friend of mine actually saw them by the airport before they took off and got a picture with one of the pilots. So
that's
there were
cool.
two, and she confirmed there were two, and
So
I
how
saw
do
two
they
practice.
Don't they fly out of Austin Straub?
Yeah,
Okay.
she was staying over by the airport, so
Oh, do they come in past your
They
place
come-
without
so
disclosing your
they-
address on the air?
so-
Do they come in over your house?
So no, they fly north.
Okay.
Or no, they fly south. So they come out and around, and then they fly south.
Got it.
So they come past us, and really, when they're doing a flyover, when they're practicing, they don't have to necessarily go in the same direction.
So if you're feeling up for adventure, go north, then south from Austin Straub, and you'll eventually find Larry and Kathy's house. Never.
No, don't go north and then south, because then you're back at
You're
where
back
you
where
started. Wow, you're as good at math as you are with direction. That's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yep, that's true.
No, you're good at directions.
I don't know about that.
Okay. All right. So should we segue to
Like,
IFL here?
yeah, what do you got? You're more plugged in than I am right now. I'm plugging away on new partners. Whoops, eventually. That's like 3 invoices for new microphones today. You can count on that. The not season ticket stuff yet, because we kind of wait until the schedule comes out, but what's going on in IFL land?
So we leave for the meetings on Sunday. That's when I head out. The meetings are Monday and Tuesday. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things. Maybe some rule changes, just as we're bringing in new teams and realizing the game itself. There might be a rule change, maybe some clarity on some rules.
Sure.
And then, talking about the schedule, we have dates from everybody now.
Awesome.
So hopefully we have a schedule when I get back from that. Probably not for our show next week.
Sure.
What are we going to do from location in
I
Las
have
Vegas?
no idea. Maybe you can remote in with Commissioner Todd for a hot minute.
That'd be kind of cool.
Last time we remoted in, it was terrible.
It was
but
an epic-
you won't be in the middle of a valley this time. In theory, you'll
That's
be
true.
where there's Wi-Fi. I mean,
Hopefully.
it'd be cool. I mean, Todd, you're on blast. You grab Todd for a couple, and we can chat. That'd be neat.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
To have Todd in there. Yeah. So I'm excited to get together with all the partners, sort through some business, and that is where team awards will be given.
Cool.
So we'll go through the new Pettit Award. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the new
No.
John Pettit Award?
You want to unpack that one?
I think we should.
Go for it.
Do you know what the award was called before?
The Adam Pringle Award.
Oh, you knew.
Yep.
I thought, because most people that you
Actually,
ask,
even though we know I can't count, I can't spell, like, I'm not sure why you hired me.
you have great recall. You do have great
I have
recall.
great people skills.
And
I'm
that too.
really good.
He does have a laundry list of things that he's good at.
I do pay attention to IFL stuff. So
That's
I'm
good.
okay at my job minus the
That's
details. Go ahead.
So a lot of people, when I ask them about that community award, don't know who Adam was.
Yep.
But it was called the Adam Pringle Award. And as the years go by, you never want to take something away from someone, but the recognition was getting to be less and less.
Sure.
And we lost John Pettit with complications from COVID, and we felt that there should be something of substance that's left as a legacy for John. So this award takes the Adam Pringle and puts it on steroids a little bit.
Yep.
So the Adam Pringle was more for a player and community awareness, community involvement, helping community, being a part of community.
Our version of the Walter Payton Award, for those who are familiar with the NFL.
Correct. Same style. And Walter Payton has had... Along with Walter Payton, there have been many great recipients since Walter. With the John Pettit Award, though, we've added a little bit to it. So those of you that know the IFL history and even AFL's history, so AFL was the Arena Football League. This is the Indoor Football League. The games are a little bit different. The Iowa Barnstormers is who John was a member of, and very crucial in bringing the Iowa Barnstormers to the IFL. He was one of our first friends in the IFL when Larry and I joined the team. We could just, when I say team, I mean the IFL team, not the Blizzard team. But we could just tell he was a like-minded individual and very good, down-to-earth man, great businessman, loved the game, loved the IFL game, was very critical in setting up all sorts of things. And so when we lost John, there was kind of a hole. It's still there. There's a hole in the IFL for somebody that can bring that much to the table.
Sure.
He had years of experience, again, that passion, that pride. But he ran the behind the scenes. So he was more of an operations guy. Loved his community, loved that Iowa, that's where he, resided and has his family there.
So I was born there. Fact check. Go ahead.
And Ryan was born there. He doesn't know which city all the time.
Ames, Iowa. Go ahead.
But he was born there. At any rate, we wanted to incorporate an award that touched on community because John was big on community, but then also behind the scenes. So the award is now for someone that gives not only to the community, but to their organization and the IFL as a whole. So it can be a front office person, it can be a coach, it could be a player, it could be an owner.
Sure, absolutely.
But we have owner awards, so I would hope that people would keep it more in that, front office and or player coach type of thing. And I know who the recipient is. So
very cool.
Yeah. For the first one. And I think it's an award that whoever receives it should feel some sense of pride.
That's awesome.
So
that's cool.
Excited for that.
I talked to him many times during my 8 years, and he was the guy that just knew where everything was in the indoor game, AFL, you name it, just indoor football in general. If you needed half of a shoulder pad, one section of turf, a mouthpiece, like Pettit could get it, and he had a line on a team that was folding or had turf laying around, or he was just a good guy. And I talked to Julia a ton still too, so I think it's really cool that the league went and did that. So
Julie is his daughter.
Yep.
And she currently has taken over his role within the Iowa Barnstormers. So she's a little... She's a powerhouse. I would say she's when you look at her, you would not know what kind of strength is behind her.
Yeah.
And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's been a neat thing for me over the years too. Is there are a handful of people that I still have talked to from when you guys first started getting involved, and the influx of new teams is great. But there are very few of us still left from when you guys started. So,
unfortunately, the IFL has suffered from the influx of coming in, going bankrupt, coming in, leaving, coming in again.
Yep.
We've seen that happen, but now I think we have a much firmer IFL membership, and how we vet the people that come in has changed. Even though we had the mix-up with Louisville this year, I really feel that COVID was the main culprit in that. So.
And I think a lot of front offices, you get a lot of young, like Joe as an example, right? Where it's loved it here, stepping stone, not in a bad way, but wanted to be NBA, NFL, NHL, you name it. You have me, who loves who I work for, so this is my NFL. And I think Prey said that best. Brian Prey played for us and many teams in the league, IFL Hall of Famer. Anytime he talks to our players, he said, treat this as your NFL. And I don't have the desire to put a G on my polo. I love who I work for. Some days I don't love what I do, but I love who I work for. Yeah. So, and I didn't hit the microphone that time, Big Bark.
Hey, speaking of Big Bark.
I say woof.
Well, that was close. But yeah.
Woof.
Woof. No, I'm excited to get to the league meetings and see who receives that award and see the reaction.
It's awesome news. Like it's just, that's exciting because it also starts the clock of things getting about chaotic, because then it's promo schedule time. It's sort of this weird calm before the storm in November, December, besides the holiday sale, and then the calendar year flips and we're like, the players are going to report
Here
in a
it
month.
Is, yeah.
So, yeah.
We better get moving.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that happens that people don't realize happens behind the scenes. So. Yeah. Awesome. What else do we have?
I thought it'd be cool to, and it's good to run the IFL thing. I kind of wanted to, anytime I don't prep you for anything.
Yeah.
So it's, what is it, 9 for you, 8 years for me now? Because you were in a year before me, right? This isn't a math thing. This is a history lesson now.
Okay. Yeah.
So in that time, I thought it'd be cool to share with fans. Let's say your top 3, right? Like your top 3 favorite things in this many years of doing it, and whether that's a theme night, favorite moments. I'm gonna put you on the spot because I probably should have prefaced. Holy P word, Batman.
Of anything?
Just anything, moments, just what sticks out in your time doing this now.
So Todd's not going to like this, but it's probably it's one of my most memorable. I don't know if I'd call it a favorite, but one of my most memorable. So when Todd was an owner in the IFL of the Sioux Falls Storm, there were meetings where he would show up late, and
all of them. Sorry, Todd, you're one of my favorite people. Go ahead.
And we were in Vegas, and everyone, there was all of this chatter that he doesn't like anybody, and, he's a force to be reckoned with.
He does have a swagger.
He does. Yep. And that's okay. But I have one too. So I took my little tray and I sat down next to him and I said, "Hi, Todd. I'm not afraid of you. What's new?" Something along those lines. But it was very much a you don't scare me kind of thing. Let's talk. We should be friends. And I think over the years we've developed this, I'll call it a friendship, because I think it is. We rely on one another now more than ever, me being on the EC, him being our commissioner. We talk almost every day, if not every other day, about things that are going on. Advice, I'll seek his, he seeks mine. So that was, for me, a very big turning point in a relationship that at first was a little sticky.
Sure.
So that's one.
So let's go. I'll lead the witness on this next one. So favorite.
You have a favorite you want me to tell?
No, not at all. Okay. I'm just sheer curiosity. I don't know if I've asked. Favorite theme night in that many seasons? So,
of course, it's got to be one of our villains' nights. And it's a toss-up for me between Maleficent, who I was. There's different. Or are you going for my
No, that was good. No, that was Heroes versus Villains.
I think that was the first one.
Because one of them wasn't Hero versus Villains yet, where you did Maleficent, and then I think Hella was Heroes versus Villains.
Hella was, yes,
and then
correct.
From the Pages night was Wilhelmina Wonka.
Yes.
And then the first Heroes night was Agent Carter. I think I got them all.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Then Star Wars night was Queen Amidala.
Yes.
So you've made an impression on me. I remember all the costumes. So
fantastic. Yep. That was fantastic. So that if I had to rank, that would be the number one thing I enjoy about our version of the IFL is the fact that I can have my Comic-Con
I know, right?
my fantasy world come out.
I'll give the Blizzard Nation a quick abridged version. Like, it's not a lucrative business owning an indoor football team, right? They've done an awesome job. They labor of love, keep it around, right? So there are times when Kathy's like, don't spend. And then I'm like, hey, it's going to be $700 for a Loki costume. Cut the check, Ryan. Just so we know where her head and heart is. So
we'll find the funds. Right? We will find the funds for that.
Put a Pepsi logo on your Loki helmet. Get it sponsored. Yeah.
All right. So those would probably be the highlights. But probably the number one thing, and really it's what sustained me through all of this, these years, because it's been years, is we found you.
Oh, wow.
So when we added you to our staff, everything changed, right?
I appreciate that.
So our interaction with our clients, our customer, our sponsor, our partners, and it kind of morphed all that way. And it took you to do that morph. You morphed our front office. You morphed how we deal with customers. So I think that's the number one thing.
That's a good top 3, and I made the list.
Thanks for that preempt.
Yeah, no problem. I just thought I assume these episodes going forward, we'll start sharing theme nights. We'll start talking about 2022. So thought it'd be cool to reflect because you and I have done this for a hot minute. So you want my top 3, or are we out of time?
No, go with your top 3.
Cool. So theme night would be laser show night because that was the top of the mountain in attendance for us, and just at that point, 6 seasons of grinding it out and small school orders growing into big school orders, the journey with Kids Dental Experts of being an incredible partner. And that was when the lights came on and all the kids had exited the fan tunnel, so they were finally in their seats. We're like, we did it. So we couldn't have put more in there because of the direction the lasers had to fire. Like, it was maxed.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was
it was cool for me too, and you guys trust me to do so much here. But like, I think there was a genuine fear when we did the laser show night. She's like, boy, did you book a wedding DJ? And technically I did, because that's Sean's core business. But I was the only one. I think Joe was there for about an hour to see the laser walk through. I stayed the whole time. I'm like, when we get Hayes in here, we're going to do a thing.
You know,
so lasers are going to look incredible.
Remember that? I'm like, he's a DJ? What?
Yep.
But no, he did a great job.
Yes. So second thing, top of the list is you guys, right? So I have an incredible plugger.
You can't do that.
I can. So it was on my list before I asked you the list. That's why I led the witness. It's been great. And you and Larry trust me to do a lot. Sometimes I get questioned. We'll share some of the theme night ideas for 2022 coming up. And it's a good, that's how we end up with successful ones, where Kathy and I get to suit up and stuff, because it's tell me why that's going to work, Ryan, and then I get to paint the picture, and she usually paints right over my painting, so in a good way. So I don't know if that's an analogy or not.
In a good way?
Yeah.
I just cover you up.
Yeah. I don't like that painting. Give me a crayon. And then the third one would be Joe. I don't know if Joe tunes in and watches these, but I've shared it a bazillion times. Oh my gosh. Just put it on my tab. Much like me, I think for you and Larry, Joe was a proud moment for me when it hurt when he took the NBA gig, because we invested 4 years in him. He came through one of your companies doing social media as well. But when we can influence a young person like that, and I hope we get to take Joey somewhere, or Kayla, McKay, Selena and crew, and people that have come through, it's cool to see a lot of these kids land on marketing jobs, or Amy, who now works for the Milwaukee Bucks. As someone who used to run teams of 50 to 75 at Best Buy and train kids to sell, it is really cool when you get to influence someone's career like that. So
I would agree. I think people don't realize the stepping stone opportunity that this league and other minor leagues hold for people. You mentioned Joey. So Joey's getting ready to go off to college.
Yep.
He's got quite the resume.
Yeah.
Announcing our games, announcing Booyah games.
Starting side back for the Green Bay Blizzard.
Starting side back, apparently, as well. Yes. No. Sorry, Joey. But you're right. There is a lot more to what we do than just people showing up to a game. There's true marketing that has to happen. There's true social media content. So we have UWGB because they're close, but we've had UW Oshkosh. We've had other students, even in high school, helping us with some of our internships. And it's not always about getting paid for an internship, because a lot of our internships are not paid.
Correct.
But it's about the experience that you're getting and the level of expertise that you're bringing not only to us, but to your resume.
Yep.
I mean, that's a big resume builder.
And I think at the end of the day, as we wrap too, I think there's three things that have kept us doing it this long: the community, on another chance for the young men to play football, and then the one that we probably don't talk about outside of the Joe success story and the Amy success story is the impact we get to make on young people's careers. Are probably the three. So
yeah, it's pretty cool to see an intern, and I'm not going to give his name, but he came on and he looked really young, and then all of a sudden one year, no, I'm 21, and I went,
I know,
when
right?
did you turn 21? What happened? But all good. I really appreciate everything that everybody does to keep the Blizzard not only on game day but behind the scenes going, and just the path that we've taken. It's a pretty cool story.
It is.
We should probably
Anytime
document that.
I get like my LinkedIn feed blown up and I text you guys every year, I'm like, apparently it's been 8 years with the Blizzard, and just like then the memory photos will come up on Facebook of the Queen Amidala photo, or IFL Executive of the Year, or Game Day of the Year. Anytime we've done or Joe leaving, like just things hit over there, and it's been quite a ride, right? And like, again, rewind to what you said earlier, like teams have come and gone and we haven't, right? And I think that's a testament to you and LT, and Blizzard Nation coming out and supporting over the years, and we hope we're in an outstanding spot come March to get all of our schools and corporate groups and crush it with some big things.
Yeah, and now we've broken the national level because we have one Arizona fan.
Yeah. For tuning in.
Yeah,
Didn't
again.
hit the microphone that time.
Yes.
Not so much right here. Right here it hurts.
So for all of you IFL fans, there's a couple of things, and Coach and I talked about it yesterday at the game. We are going to have him film some segments on The More You Know. No, we're not going to call it that.
Because he knows way more than me.
Well, he does. You need your little magic wand.
Yeah.
Yes. But he's going to be giving us some insight into how our game is different than the NFL, how it's different than college, or how it's similar. So we're going to do some segments that will plug into this show. Oh, by the way, Big Bark, you're going to be recording him at some point, doing all of these things. So it'll be, he'll show a segment and say, kind of like a you make the call.
Sure.
What was it? And then he'll come on and say, oh, no, that wasn't. It was.
Right.
That kind of
That's
thing.
awesome.
So I'm excited about that, to get that.
I am too.
In this in-between time where we don't have games. Because we want Blizzness to continue on.
Yep.
And now we're 29.
We are. It's a big episode next month, week, year, week.
Next week, Ryan.
Got it. Should we hit him with it?
We can hit him.
We probably pretty long on that one.
We
Feels
were
like it was pretty long.
a little winded, but that's okay.
Yeah. I did the steps on the way in.
Oh, boy. We meant the episode. I hobbled up the steps.
We needed an elevator.
I'm sure he's going to get right on
Yeah,
that.
right? Yeah. Should we hit him with it?
We'll hit him.
All right. Go Blizz. Don't forget to like, follow,
Subscribe,
share.
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.